All right, welcome back. So in the first video, we built a bot based on Warren Buffett and Benjamin Graham's value investing strategy as detailed in The Intelligent Investor. Now, towards the earlier half of his career, Warren Buffett actually improved the model by checking through company financials, and that is called financial modeling. So in this video, we're going to improve the first bot by including financial modeling as detailed by Warren Buffett in his notes inside Intelligent Investor. He kind of goes through that. So definitely sit back, get your computer ready. Again, have your IDEs load up with Python. Be prepared to write some code. And if you guys want any bots, you want to check out our private bots or anything like that, check out the link in the description. It's going to have links to all of that. But other than that, sit back, get ready to write some code.
Right, so now that we finished building this script, which is the value investing script, which based on the principles of Warren Buffett and Benjamin Graham, it will just basically return if a ticker is a value stock based on their parameters here. Now we need to kick it up a little bit, and now we need to actually check if they have a strong financial position, equity position, manageable debt levels, etc., etc. All right, basically all the things that you see here, which I already have pieced together. Now, to do this, there is an amazing website called financialmodelingprep.com. I'm going to link this in the Discord so you guys can actually use it. Once you sign up, you will get an API key. You can go through the documentation as well and just see, some of the information that you can get from here. It has a lot on financial statements, company information, etc., etc. And that's essentially what this script is looking for. All right. I left the API key value empty because I actually had my API key there, but I don't want you guys to use mine. Use your own. Do not share your API keys with anybody else. But anyway, call it a function called value invest, which takes in one parameter, which is going to be the ticker, of course. We're going to put your API key here into a variable. It's not going to be empty. You're going to put it within the string here. Make sure you copy the URL as stated here. And this is just going to take in the ticker that you're going to put as a parameter here, as well as your API key, which you're going to specify here. All right. Then we got to take the response. Make sure you import the request module. Make sure you import all of these libraries as well, because you're going to be calling the request module, which is basically going to bring back a JSON object that you can then specify into the data field. And we're taking the first value out of that, which is value 0. And then we're going to put it into a variable called data. All right. And from there, we're going to get the total liabilities, which you can put into a variable called liabilities, total equity, total assets, total debt. We're going to get these 4 values, and we're going to create a ratio. The way we're going to do the current ratio is taking the current assets and divided by the current liabilities. Because you remember, we're basically saying net is basically assets minus liabilities. So basically, we're going to get the ratio of their assets versus their liabilities, and then we're going to try to get the debt to equity, which is going to be their debt divided by their equity. So as you can see here, we're really just kind of like piecing together a financial understanding of their financials, basically. From there, we're going to print long-term financial analysis for the ticker, which again is going to be specified in the function itself. And we're just going to have a bunch of if-else statements here. This is the fun part. If asset is greater than liability, the ticker has a strong financial position with assets exceeding liabilities. That's good. Else, if assets equal liabilities, has a balanced financial positions, assets equal liabilities, so balance, it's pretty much break even. Else, if they have a weak position, meaning that assets, most likely if the else statement is going to be triggered, that means that liabilities are greater than assets. That means they have a weak financial positions with liabilities exceeding assets. So that's what the if else statement is basically saying. If this is true, then print this. Else if that's what elif is. If they're equal, then print this. Else, if neither one of these are true, then that means liabilities are greater than assets. Then they have a weak financial position. We can actually put check assets versus check assets versus liabilities. All right, we're gonna put that comment there just to kind of have it a little split up a little bit. And then we're gonna check equity versus debt. So next we're gonna check their equity positions, meaning their investments versus their debts. And same thing, if equity is greater than debts, meaning their investments are greater than their debts, then they have a strong equity position. If equity equals debts, balanced, and same thing like above. If neither one of these are true, that means debt is greater than their equity. So they have a weak equity position. And next we got to check the ratio. Now remember, the ratio is the total assets divided by the total liabilities. If it's greater than 1, that is great. That ratio is great. That means that, you know, the assets, of course, exceed liabilities. If it's equal to 1, it's balanced. And if it's less than 1, same thing, it's weak. And last one, debt to equity. And that is up here. All right. Again, that's going to be total debt divided by total equity. If the debt to equity is less than 1, then it has manageable debt levels, which is great. Else then, if it's greater than 1, it has high debt compared to the equity. All right. Once you do that, you could essentially then call this function up here, and you can put in whatever ticker you want, and it will basically spit out the long-term financial analysis for said ticker. So basically go from here and get the tickers that you want to get. So again, run this script, get the tickers you want to get, and then put them in here to get a financial analysis for said ticker. And you're going to see some interesting things. And I feel like this adds on to it because this lets you kind of see a better understanding of the financials. So you see in this case, this is based on the video that I put. This company, I think, is a steel manufacturer. It has a strong financial position, which assets exceeding liabilities. That's great. It has a strong equity position with equity exceeding debt. Great. Strong current position with current assets exceeding current liabilities, and manageable debt levels with debt to equity ratio less than 1. This is great. That means it literally hit every single one of these perfectly. This is why I said I created this video and said the steel manufacturer is something to look at, because it hit all of these. First, it passed the value investing script by Warren Buffett, and now it's passing the financial analysis of the actual company. So this is a great company to look at. Not financial advice, but definitely look into it. So definitely play around with this script. I'm going to show you one more time. Here, you can pause the video here and it's like copy it over here. If you are in Algo world, the other side, you're going to have access to the GitHub repo, which is going to be dumped in there as well. So you can just copy the script. You can actually just copy the file from the GitHub repo. If you're not, just literally just copy it here, just pause it and copy it here. Make sure you also have the imports. But it's a pretty simple script, and I think it's very powerful. The next one, we're going to talk about dividends using machine learning. And that's just going to be a pretty interesting one. But I feel like this one is a great add-on to the Warren Buffett script. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned a lot. Definitely make sure you sign up for this actual page here, the financial modeling prep, and get your API key, which is free, and play around with this script. All right. See you guys in the next one. Peace.